of smiles here. Wow, you guys ready for a good time today? Oh, yeah. Welcome aboard a Pop-Up Live. I'm Anwar Knight. It's great to have your company here on a Saturday morning. And boy, what a beautiful day. This is our first Saturday, of course, of summer. And we are really celebrating. It's a celebration of thanks, if you will, as we stream live at Chinguacousy Park in Brampton. And there's a lot of good reasons why we have smiles and excitement, because this is a day that the community is coming together and to give a big thank you celebration and acknowledgement to all of the first responders and frontline workers here in Peel Region. So we want to basically say, connect with you in terms of, everybody coming together and celebrating it. So Ricardo, there's a bit of a mic issue. Jason is telling us we'll turn down so we're not overmodulated, but it's so great to see so many different ages, all kids, adults, families all coming together. And that's what it's about, right? Yeah. When you get the community coming together. This is Chinguacousy Park in Brampton. Look at this. Ricardo, that's what I'm going to get you to do next. We'll get you to be a rolling videographer. But this is the largest event of its kind to date in Peel Region. And in addition to a celebration, it's also a certification, because what's going to happen, there's an official process happening here today in terms of an agenda where they're going to be awarding 300 first responders a very special coin, and I have it here, and I'm going to show this to you right there. So this coin, on one side, it's boots on the ground, and I'm going to flip it over. On the other side is Peel Crime Stoppers. So Peel Crime Stoppers and Boots on the Ground are the charitable organizations that have organized this, and there's a number of partnerships, and of course we're going to talk to them a little bit later on. But all of the stuff that's happening here today is free. It runs till 2 o'clock, and the cool thing is, have you guys eaten yet? No? Okay, so there's free food. There's, of course, lots of activities. There's the petting zoo. We'll give you a little bit of a tour throughout. But as we get to the AKQ here as we stream live, that's the Anwar Knight Query. I ask a question. And the question for our audience who's watching right now is, what would be the word of thanks that you would like to express to first responders or frontline workers in your own community, wherever you happen to be watching from? And it'd be great, just a sentence or two, and you mention the community you're from, like maybe it's Durham Regional Police, etc. But that's what we're going to be doing for the AKQ. What are the words of thanks for the frontline workers, the first responders in your community? And we'll share that throughout the show. So we have a lot of people watching in. Laura saying stay cool out there. Is anybody too hot? Saga is. Wow. You know what? I think you could lose a little bit anyway. So we're okay. Jennifer's saying perfect day for a community barbecue. Linda's joining us. Karen is saying hi. So is Benita. Felice and Carol and Bill. And also Linda says for the AKQ, grateful for the work you do. Richard, can I have that mic for a sec? So if I were to ask one of you guys, a word of thanks to the first responders, frontline workers, anything you want to say?
Just much appreciated. You guys have done great over the past couple of years, and keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and that's the thing. It has been a couple of years, so it's been pretty intense. And I should point out that they're still doing it, right? I mean, it hasn't stopped, and I'll break down some of the numbers. So we're going to give you sort of a layout here, what's going on, and put the coin away so I don't lose it. So follow me. So you can see, firstly, we have a number of emergency services that are on site here. There's the OPP, the paramedics. And when we talked about the initial ceremony that's going to be happening later today, Senator Victor O will be one of the dignitaries that'll be on stage making the presentation with the coins. And there'll be a whole list of distinguished guests that'll be joining him. Nishan Duriappa, the chief of Peel Regional Police, is also going to be here. Bill Boyce, chief of Brampton Fire. Hazel McCallion is going to be here. So many people coming down and showing their support and thanking the community, and that's what it's all about. So we're going to make our way down here, and I want to, get to our first guest. And let's see if we can get Imran here. Sorry, Imran, we're just live. Can I borrow you for 1 sec? Yeah, please, just for 1 sec here. This is Imran Hassan. He's the chair of Peel Peel Crime Stoppers.
How you guys doing?
Good to have you here. So, it's interesting, when you talk about Peel Crime Stoppers, and I mentioned to all of our viewers who are watching right now, you and Boots on the Ground, two organizations, non-for-profits that really spearheaded this. But at its core, the cornerstone of Peel Crime Stoppers is engaging the community.
It really is.
And this is a testament to that.
Well, listen, it's all about bringing communities together and helping build safer and stronger communities. And we can do that when we hold hands together, when we collaborate, when we are organizing initiatives like this that will help just bring people, really like-minded people together. And really, at the end of the day, Peel Police, they can't do their job alone. They really need the support from the community. And this is how we raise awareness about community safety.
Yeah, and I think that's very true in terms of connecting with the community, the emergency services that are available, and it's about building that relationship. Now, there are a number of partners that have come together here. I don't know if we'll have time to list them all, but what was the response like initially? And with this idea that you had, what was their initial response?
It was putting out the invitation and getting overwhelming response of community partners stepping up. We've got over 22 community partners that we could list. There's more that came on board, and we weren't able to put all their information up on our website and in our infographics. But we're so grateful to our healthcare front lines at Trillium Healthcare, as well as William Osler. And then, of course, our first responders of police, fire, paramedics in Brampton, Caledon, and Mississauga.
Right.
And the firefighters, and our paramedics. All of them have been continuously on the front line, sacrificing their safety to ensure that for the public.
And just so people are aware again, this is open until 2 o'clock. A quick highlight of some of the things going on in terms of the family.
I'm so glad you asked, Anwar. There's so many activities here. Again, compliments of our community partners. We've got a train ride. Yeah. You can take that around the park free. Yeah. We've got a petting zoo right behind me. Yeah. Enjoy that free. We've got a greenhouse. You can go through and just enjoy the flora and fauna. Right. We've got a great petting zoo. A mini putt.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so you can.
Arts and crafts as well.
That's right. We've got some arts and crafts here. Compliments of our Peel Police artists. And the carousel, I'm told, this morning is now operational. So all of the rides here at Chinguacousy Park are all free, compliments of our community partners. So thank you to all of those who made this possible. And of course, all the food vendors that we have here, there's 3 of them. We have Mediterranean food, we have Middle Eastern food, and we have Caribbean food, all free.
All free. Well, we want to thank all the partners. Thank you, Imran. I know your schedule is very busy. He's going to start certainly the formal part of today's festivities. In fact, a part of that will be sort of the March of the Flag. And I wanted to roll some video for you because it really is an amazing thing, because that flag is, 8 feet by, everybody's saying hi, by 16 feet. So let's just roll that video for a second and I'll show you this, because this was the flag that was flown at the Peace Tower in Ottawa. So that'll be sort of the beginning process. So we'll look at that video here. Very impressive. And, I would say the Peace Tower is probably one of the most recognized symbols, at Parliament Hill in Ottawa, next to, of course, our flag. It's 98 feet high. But the flag, it once flown there. It is going to be here, part of the official ceremonies. And I think that is a part, a real grand entrance to start and to say thank you, not only to the first responders and, of course, frontline workers, but just be grateful of the country that we live in, and I think that is very important. I want to bring in Nishan Duriappa, the Chief of Peel Regional Police. Good to see you.
How are you? Good to see you too.
Well. So I'm not used to seeing you so casual.
That's right. I'm incognito. No.
So I was chatting with Imran, talking about the engagement, right?
Yes.
And you know that more than anybody, being the chief in Peel Region. What are your thoughts when you see the turnout here and you see all the different organizations coming together?
Yeah, first of all, I think people are ready for getting back together.
It's true.
And I think the reality is that we've got first responders here of a variety of levels, different police agencies, paramedics, fire, but then we've got community and social services agencies here. I think it's extremely important. The strength of our community is really not off the backs of one particular entity. And here in Peel Region, I think in many regions, we're trying to ensure that the strength of the community is actually multi-sector collaboration, right? And you can't get to work, like right down to business, without developing a mutual understanding and awareness. You can't start, breezing in and out of community events and believing that you've strengthened community is not really added. You have to take time to have the relationships and dialogue. And so today, to your question, is really about that. Take some time for all of us to talk and chat and mingle, raise some awareness of how we can strengthen the community together. I think in the last 2 years, take the global health pandemic out of it, everything geopolitical, we realize nothing is proprietary anymore. It's not. And then, really that's, as a chief, we see that day in, day out. 80% of the time my officers spend on the road is on non-criminal activity. It's food insecurity, older adult isolation, youth-related, mental health, addiction.
And it's all a part of it.
It's all a part of it. So, if you look at the agencies here, that's it.
Well, and let me ask you very quickly, what has been the mindset for the officers dealing with this pandemic? It's got to be challenging. Not only are they dealing with, at some point they were putting on special PPE gear and that sort of thing, but it's got to be also, just on the mind, because they deal with this every day.
Yes. Look, can I tell you, they are the most resilient workforce that I've seen. I know everybody on Frontline is in the same boat.
Sure.
But the officers, business didn't stop for them.
That's right.
Right amidst it, they have had to adjust, including our civilian call takers that take the 911 calls, the whole machine behind it. We're 24/7. We still had to keep going, and they have had to adjust the way they do business, really, with the community. So, but they've been good, but there's an impact on mental health.
Sure.
We have boots on the ground here, and
we're going to chat with them next.
the mental health of our first responders, we've seen an increase in the need for their supports, and that, just like the community, is as a reflection of the pandemic.
Well, I want to thank you so much, and not only for what everybody's doing today, but what you do as a leader here in the community. So we thank you for all your
thank you for
efforts.
being here. It's really our people that are need the showcase, and you're doing a great job doing that too.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, we're streaming live here at Chinguacousy Park. That was the Chief of Peel Regional Police, Nishan Duryappa. I wanted to travel a little bit down here, and I wanted to connect with you for those who maybe are not aware of Peel Region. So Jason, we're going to bring up that map so we can give a bit of a background on Peel Region, because it is the second largest municipality in the province. So if you break it down, you have, of course, Mississauga, you have the city of Brampton, and you have the town of Caledon there. And, there are about 1.5 million people that live in this region. It's served by 5 hospitals and over 140,000 businesses. So when we talk about the overall impact, yes, of course, your first responders, but the frontline workers. Because you have to remember, that includes transit. People still had to work. Those, who had the blessing that you were able to work from home is one thing, but there are many who did not. So it's really amazing. And if you think about Peel Region was one of the hardest hit areas when it came to the pandemic at peak time, 180,000 cases. And I was just blown away. If you look at Mississauga Hospital, Credit Valley Hospital, and the Queensway Health Centre, last year alone they saw 1.7 million patients. Think about that. And of course, we're talking about regions across the country as well, but I just wanted to highlight in particular because that's what today's celebration is all about. We're going to head down this way here. And by the way, we're going to connect and have our next guest. But I just want to say hello to Bonnie, Jennifer. I hope Durham recognizes the first responders and frontline workers for their amazing job. And Janet says, Anwar, it's a great day to spend with our healthcare heroes, without question. And I have to tell you, a lot of them can't attend today because they are working, because there are illnesses, there's a challenge to keep the healthcare system going, and it's exhausting. They're human beings, right? So we don't stop thinking about them, and we certainly applaud them. And I know there's been many initiatives across healthcare teams all across the country, so that is amazing stuff. So Stephanie's joining us, and also Eva is saying hello, and Carol is saying hello. Dennis Sims is joining us here, and Wendy says if there's an issue, all you got to do is refresh your screen, okay, if you get any issue, if any of the video freezes up, and that could happen just because of all the signals here. But we're going to move over here. Dave, can I bother you for a sec? We're going to sort of cut inside here. Yeah. Let's move in here. You hop in the shade, we'll keep cool there. Sure. And this is, we talked about the 2 partners, right? Peel Crime Stoppers and Boots on the Ground. Dave McLennan, he wore a police badge for 3 decades in Peel Region, and he, in his retirement, instead of sitting on the dock of the bay, you founded Boots on the Ground. It's a 24/7 peer support program, nonprofit for first responders. And I found it interesting that most of the team are actually retired police officers. Is that correct?
That's right. It's we have retired and serving first responders from all across Ontario. So we have probably about a third of our staff are retired first responders, and about 2/3 are still serving.
So what are some of the services then, if you could outline, that you would provide, this organization would provide?
Yeah, our main service is a 24/7 peer support helpline for all first responders across the province. So anybody, police, fire, EMS, corrections, nurses, frontline, and civilian members can call our line 24/7 and talk to a trained peer who understands and who gets it. And it's all anonymous. So our phone line, we don't see your phone number, we don't ask your name, we don't ask what service you work with. We just tell us, hi, I'm a firefighter, I need some help. That's all we need. And
I think that's important, that there is no judgment. It just makes it easier that somebody's there to listen, and then together you can navigate maybe with professional help and whatever you may need, right?
Exactly, 100%. It's about listening, it's about understanding, being empathetic, because we've been in similar situations. And then you're right, then we pass the people on who call. We give you referrals to vetted clinicians and other resources to help you further long term.
And I noticed we have some furried friends here. If we could bring one of those pups up, and tell me a little bit about the therapy dogs. Maybe what's the name of this one right here?
This one is Watson. This one's Watson.
We've seen, for many years, the role and the value that therapy dogs can have to help people. How does it help first responders?
Oh, it's massive. These young fellas here are training to become qualified PTSD service dogs, so they can help anybody first responder who has PTSD with any triggers that they have, and be with them 24/7 for support. And they're just amazing. The power of a dog is absolutely amazing.
So this dog in particular is actually in training?
Yes, these two here are in training. We have 6 dogs in training right now at different stages of their training. One just got qualified very recently, and the other ones are in different stages of their training, and within 2 years they're going to be qualified PTSD service dogs.
And if we have maybe family members of first responders, maybe even first responders watching right now, they've been dealing with some issues. They're hesitant. I think it's somewhat of a natural phenomenon for human beings. We don't think we need help.
Yep.
What's the word to them? What's the message to them?
Oh yeah, absolutely is. The message is there's hope, there's people that care, and there are resources out there. So if you're going through a tough time, please talk to somebody, a spouse, a partner, a coworker, or an organization like us, Boots on the Ground. Please talk to someone, because there is hope. And I know when you're going through a tough time, it may not seem like it, but there are things that we can do to help you through these times.
And I think it's important to note, as you mentioned moments ago, that the fact is, for the most part, the people they're reaching out to were there. They know exactly what you're dealing with. They're not outside of the zone.
Yeah.
They can relate, and maybe that makes all the difference.
It makes a huge difference. Yep. To have someone, a lot of times first responders don't want to tell traumatic stories to their family members and worry them or bother them. So if you can talk to a fellow first responder, you don't have to worry about traumatizing them, and you know that they understand, and you're not going to shock them by telling a story that you need to tell.
Well, Dave, congratulations on the work that you do and the organization does. The website then, if somebody wants to look it up?
Just www.bootsontheground.ca.
Good stuff. Look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you very much.
Dave McLennan, our guest here with Boots on the Ground, one of the partnerships that has started up. And I think he mentioned it, he nailed it on the head, that the fact that a lot of their members have been there. So if somebody picks up the phone, they know where you're coming from, and that there's no judgment, and they can help you. Let's walk over here and see these people under the... Hi, how are you?
Talk to you from Sheridan?
Just hang on a sec. We just got to go over here. Come on over here. And let's take a look over here. These people are smart. They're underneath the shade. I love that. And look at this. Terry Russell is with us. Emily is saying hello. We have many people. Also, Susan Payos is saying hello, Anwar and team. And Laura says thank you to all the frontline workers and first responders. I'm in awe in all that you do, and keep at it. Thank you. And Jennifer adds, it's so fantastic having a place that first responders can talk, will understand. And Phil Spence adds, a well-needed service. Kudos to Boots on the Ground. Jennifer says cute dogs, and Laura says hello, Watson. Hey everybody, how you doing? We're streaming live to the world here, and you guys got the best seat in the house, it looks like. So where's the liquor cabinet? Are we having a good time? Are we having a good time though? So Ricardo, if you want to stay there, I'll start coming here. So we're streaming live, and we have a thing called the AKQ, the Anwar Night Query, where I'm asking our viewers, is there a special word of thanks to the first responders and frontline workers? Is there something you would like to say?
Definitely. Without them, we wouldn't be able to rely or have resources like that.
Right. So big thank you to them.
Big thank you. Yes.
And of course, as I mentioned, it continues. I'm gonna can I ask you, Miss, just a couple of words of thanks, maybe to first responders or frontline workers?
No.
Anybody? And if you're shy, that's okay. No, it's okay. So that's okay. But look, now there's lunch. So what I'm gonna do is after we wrap up, I'm coming to the shaded area, that's for sure. Hello, how are you? How are you? Oh my goodness. All right, so let's, oh, look at the artist over here. Be careful, Ricardo, you don't fall down there. Look at this. Wow.
Oh, wait. We need the
My goodness. Look at
a finger that needs to happen.
we need a finger. What does that mean?
Oh, we're putting our fingerprints on it.
Oh, you're putting your fingerprints. And what's this little girl's name? Amaya. Amaya. Can we talk to her? Is that okay? Amaya, we're streaming live. Are you going to put your fingerprint there? Yeah? Okay, so let's choose a color. Go ahead, choose a color. So this is one of the arts and crafts that's happening here as we stream live at Chinguacousy Park in Brampton. It is a community barbecue, a celebration of thanks for our first responders and frontline workers. And you know, if you come down with the kids, oh, put it right down, push really hard, push it really down, and everybody screams with excitement, yay! Amaya is officially a part of this artwork. Is that not precious?
Now we have
Communal tree.
This is the communal tree.
Yes,
So
yes.
tell me a little bit of a story about that.
Well, Sean McCowell did this tree, and everybody that's been a part of this event today, we're asking them to come around and put their fingerprint on there, and then he's gonna finish it and put leaves on it, and it's gonna be part of the community.
Well, isn't that something?
Yeah.
What a brilliant idea.
Isn't that great?
Because this is about engagement. Look, there's the train, by the way. There's the train. Thank
And
you
it's
so
so
much for
fun.
that.
You're welcome.
This is great. You guys want to wave from the train? Give us a wave. There we go. So that's the train ride. You can get the kids to come on down. Now, I wanted to point out, by the way, if you've never been to Chinguacousy Park, let's take a look, certainly a sort of an overview with our drone that Ricardo shot, and you'll get a perspective of the size of this park. It really is quite a park here, and so many different aspects that can be a part of it. And if you look at the drone video, it's 100 acres, and there's so many varied things here. And it was named after Chippewa chief named Chinguacousy, which in indigenous is indigenous for small pine, or where the small pine trees grow. And before the city purchased this land, it was a farm. It was the Crawford family farm. And their family home actually sits still on the property. But what's interesting, there are two ponds here. Now, one of the ponds originally was next to what was their barn. It's now the petting zoo. And the city then added another pond, and it's a haven for birds. So this is, goes way back. And if you haven't come here for the petting zoo alone, goats, llamas, chickens, mules, all that sort of thing, horses are there. That's a great interactive opportunity as well if you want to come down here. And a part of this is also Mount Chinguacousy. Now that is a 70-foot high urban skier toboggan hill, and it was actually created with all the dirt that they removed as the city was being developed, from the soil, from the basements, as well as the underground garages. It was all unloaded there from the nearby community. So it's pretty cool. That they have so many different things that can be used here. So we're just going to walk down here, and you can see some of the vendors and some of the people here. We're going to get set to wrap up, but I think it's very important, and I'm just going to connect with you here. Kathy Shepley Hayden is joining us, also Patricia and Bruce, Josiane, Dean Mackey is watching, Vivian, Linda sings so beautiful, and Wendy Taylor adds the artwork is beautiful as well, and I would agree with that. So maybe we'll just ask a couple more people here just before we wrap up. Let's sort of move down here. And oh, you know what? Let's go over and bug the family under the tree because I can sit in the shade. So we're streaming live here at Chinguacousy Park in Brampton, and we'll just move down here because the shade is a great thing. But you can see how big it is, right? I mean, there's so many different things that's going on. Hi guys, we're just streaming live. I just have a quick question. We're looking for words of thanks to the first responders and frontline workers. Anybody want to give me just a sentence or two? You want to share a word of thanks?
You're a nurse. Yeah, you're a nurse.
Okay, so we should be thanking you.
Absolutely.
We should be thanking you. Make some noise for the nurse in the house. Yes. Can I just ask you, how are you doing then?
I'm doing okay,
Yeah?
as best as I can in this situation, right?
Well, and I think, we mentioned off the top, there's so many organizations here, but some of the healthcare workers can't come because,
Exactly.
you're short right now.
Exactly.
There's a lot of issues. So I'm glad that you're able to have a day with your family and enjoy some sun and hopefully, feel that gift of kindness that we're trying to propel forward. Say thank you for everything that you're doing. So awesome stuff. Thank you. I'm not going to intrude in your time off because this is your time.
Have a great day,
You
and
too. Thank you so much.
everything.
So you can see, and that was just out of luck, but it's nice to see, one family. She's a nurse. She's able to have some downtime, and I think it's very important. I just love that we have so many people, setting up tents. Just before we wrap up, I want to show you one of the ponds, and we'll go down here. And oh, look, they're doing the water splash pad over there too. A lot of people. So, this is a celebration of thanks, a community barbecue in honor of all first responders and frontline workers. It runs until 2 p.m. today, and I'd like to point out, again, a big thank you to Peel Crime Stoppers and Boots on the Ground for working together and organizing this amazing event. So if you come down here, look how beautiful this is. So if you wanted to come down, you could really make at least a half a day out of it. Not necessarily today, I mean, you're welcome to come today, but you've got a pond, you've got the petting zoo, you've got lots of treat areas, a splash pad, but this is kind of cool. And they also have some boat rentals over there. So it's very, very cool. And this was just a prime spot. Again, we're streaming live in Peel Region. We're thanking all the first responders and frontline workers. They're going to get set for the official services that's going to begin momentarily. But I want to thank you for joining me on this Pop-Up Live. It's been great having your company, and I hope you take the time in your own community, even if it's an email or a phone call, maybe it's even a handwritten card and you drop it off, just to say thank you. Thank you to all the efforts that they've been doing for the last 2 years and beyond, and they continue to do. Sadly, it's getting better, but it's not over yet. And without them, none of this is possible, some sense of normalcy. On that note, my friends, I'm going to wrap up. I want to say thank you for joining me. I look forward to having your company again as we stream live. Have yourself a wonderful and safe weekend. We'll say goodbye with the train here. We'll let them wrap through. It'll run through in a big wave as we stream live at Chinguacousy Park. Thank you so much. Remember, if you like what you're seeing, love, give me a parade of hearts. Love, like, and share, and please follow the page. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We're streaming live, everybody. Make some noise! Woo! Look at that. Make some noise. We're streaming live. And we end with the group here. Ricardo, the final thing. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great, safe, and happy weekend.
Peel Crime Stoppers is propelled by the community. It is run by a volunteer group made of concerned citizens who care about a safer community and reducing crime. It works by allowing citizens to pass along important information about crimes to the authorities anonymously. Crime Stoppers offers a cash reward for tips that lead to an arrest or a conviction. This money comes from volunteer fundraiser programs. See something? Hear something? Say something. Today, there are more than 1,700 Crime Stopper programs worldwide in 32 countries, with over 425,000 crimes being solved since the program's inception, and more than $8 billion worth of stolen property and narcotics being seized. Peel Crime Stoppers, working together to make a safer place to live, work, and play.